After a long night of uncertainty, we woke up to the sound of knocking on our door at 6 a.m. Our guide had arrived. In just a few minutes, Michelle and I got ready and introduced ourselves to our guide, Bernie. We loaded into a van full of Quechua-speaking Peruvians and drove off for a 4-day Inca Trail trek to Machu Picchu. A few hours later, we arrived at kilometer 82, the spot where we would begin our trek. We unloaded and headed down to the checkpoint where I realized if you want to see the world, you have to wait in line. So we waited, making small talk with Bernie, taking pictures, and trying to convince ourselves that we were finally there. Eventually, we made it to the front where someone checked our passports and stamped our tickets. At camp, we tried to figure out our daily routine. It was a bit different because everything was being done for us. They cooked for us, prepared hot water to wash up with, pitched our tents, poured our teas. We weren't used to such luxuries. Most of the time, we just sit in our tent, our million-star hotel, as Bernie called it. Soon after, they would call us for dinner. "Chicos, dinner is ready." Since today was my birthday, they cooked me a cake. I don't know how they did it. They put a couple of wooden matches in it for candles and sang me happy birthday.
1, 2, 3. Very good. Queremos que reparta la torta. Queremos que reparta la...
Inca Trail, Day 2. We awoke at 5:30 a.m. to a flashlight shining through the darkness of our tent. One of the porters greeted us, "Good morning," with a cup of hot tea. Breakfast was at 6 a.m. and consisted of pancakes with jelly and margarine. More carbs. We were going to need it because it was going to be a tough day. Amidst the rain and already sore legs, we would ascend Dead Woman's Pass, or Abra Warmiwanyuska, 4,215 meters above sea level, the highest we'd ever been.
Last section, and then is downhill.
June 13, Inca Trail, Day 3. The worst was over, but Day 3 wasn't much easier than Day 2. We had another mountain pass to walk up and another 7 to 8 hours of hiking. Most places we made camp, we were situated away from the other groups. Some of the other groups had as many as 40 people, plus all of their porters. We were the only trekkers in our group. That day we descended to our evening camp. On the way there, we walked through the ruins of terraces known as Inti Pata. Bernie, Michelle, and I were the only ones there, except for a few llamas. We had an amazing view of the mountain pass we'd just come from and the Urubamba River below. We took our time there taking many pictures. We learned a lot about the porters. Most of them were related and from the same village, way up in the mountains. We ate one more huge dinner, then bed. June 14, Inca Trail, Day 4. Today we were up at 3:30 a.m. Aside from waking up at such an early hour, it would be an easy day. Today we would arrive at Machu Picchu. After breakfast, we walked about 5 minutes to once again wait in line. This line was for the final checkpoint, which opened at 5:30. The trail was crowded, especially in the bottlenecks or when people stopped for pictures. There was a sense of urgency in the air. Hundreds and hundreds of trekkers all trying to get to Machu Picchu at the same time. The sun started to rise and it looked like a clear day, the clearest of all 4 days. An hour and 20 minutes later, we made it up to the Sun Gate to catch our first glimpse of Machu Picchu. We snapped some photos, then continued down the trail to the main event. Once we had our fill, we decided to head down to Aguas Caliente. We had a few hours to kill before our train ride to Ollantaytambo. We walked around the small town of Aguas Caliente and ate lunch with Bernie before saying our final goodbyes and boarding the train. The train ride lasted about 2 hours. We arrived in Ollantaytambo, eager to check into our hostel and rest. We walked up the street for maybe half a mile with all of our bags until we found a street clear enough to drive on. We jumped into a 3-wheeled motorcycle carriage known as a tuk-tuk and zoomed off to our hostel. We met our host Miguel and checked in. It was difficult to understand Miguel, but he turned out to be a really great guy. We went out for a quick evening stroll and had dinner. We were looking forward to a hot shower and a comfortable bed.